Geek Vision.
Today we'll talk about a land built around an attraction expanded from a stop on California's tram tour, as well as a former land built around an attraction expanded from a stop on California's tram tour. But first things first, here's a show that has nothing to do with the tram tour. Beetlejuice's Rockin' Graveyard Review, hosted by that relic of a time when Tim Burton wasn't in Disney's back pocket and Michael Keaton wasn't criminally underused in Hollywood. A mummy's arms give the safety rules right before the man himself jumps out with some completely relevant jokes.
My new Pam Anderson watch. It's busted! Don't you worry though, folks. We got all your favorite monsters back there. We got the Wolfman, Dracula, Frankenstein, Bride of Frankenstein. And in just a few minutes, we got somebody really scary going to be joining us. Paris Hilton!
But he does more than just reference dated pop culture figures. He also sexually harasses an audience member. Must be an epidemic around here. Then the classic Universal monsters arrive in their classic outfits, which they immediately shed. And these classic monsters do the scariest thing imaginable. A Black Eyed Peas cover! But don't worry, this isn't just a review of songs from 2004. They gotta stop by 1981 on the way.
Oh, BJ, you're so fine, you blow out my BJ.
Yeah.
Hey, BJ. He's a super freak, he's a perfect man. Yeah!
All right, little Bow Wow, get this creepy concert kicked off. Put your hands together for the Wolfman!
All right, Universal, y'all ready to rock? All right, I need you to howl a little bit on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. I get up, come on, and nothing gets me down. Woo! You got it.
This performance raises so many questions. Well, one question. Was there no song they could afford that mentions the moon or wolves or anything having to do with either one? Are non-Michael J. Fox werewolves known for their jumping? Dracula and Mrs. Stein are pulling a Mark and Lisa, so Frank tries pulling a double American Beauty, which offends the bride, and then BJ hits on her, which leads to...
First I was afraid, I was petrified.
I Will Survive, which in no way applies to anything that's happening, but at least now I can pretend I'm watching Gollum Adam Savage in a Chewbacca costume.
I get up in the evening, that's right. And I ain't got nothing to say.
And then we get Bruce Springsteen, and I love this song. And I give the cover credit for not destroying it. And at least this song placement has some minuscule connection to the character who's singing it, what with the mention of fire. I guess I'm on Fire just wasn't rock enough for a show that includes I Will Survive. And from Springsteen to Springfield, sure, why not? But they couldn't afford any heart-based songs for Dracula? Oh, never mind. Oh hey, welcome back 2004. You were gone for almost a full 10 minutes. And I'm pretty sure it would have been illegal to sing I Will Survive for no reason without also singing this for no reason. Yeah, there are 3 whole dudes on stage. That qualifies as raining.
It's the finale, kids. Frank, join me on guitar. Wolfie, bang those bones. Drac, you're on vocals. Ladies, you know what to do with the booties.
Provide a little something for the male gaze. It's been underrepresented in media thus far. Ah, see? This is a very fitting finale because it's all night, and that's when horror movies take place. And that was Animal Kingdom's Festival of the Monster Mash. If you don't count the restaurant or a couple of nods in the all-encompassing makeup show, this is the only attraction at Universal Orlando dedicated to the classic monsters. Universal's most valuable property, and it just gets this. Universal Hollywood at least has a Halloween Horror Night style walk-through haunted house, but here, there's no legitimate attempt at scares during any time that's not after sunset in October. Did they just figure trying to outdo the Mouse's Mansion was a futile endeavor? Let's round the corner to the San Francisco-y part of San Francisco, home of disaster. As I mentioned, this is an expansion of the Earthquake-themed stop on California's tram tour, and originally was just called Earthquake, despite having a few other effects demonstrated as well. But then they decided to give it a plot. Now this is Disaster Studios, where low-budget, schlocky disaster flicks are produced by Frank Kincaid, a renegade filmmaker played by, oh, hell yes!
Applause. So basically it's Christopher Walken playing Roland Emmerich by way of Roger Corman. It's like the perfect nexus of cinematic cheese.
After selecting volunteers from the audience, our guide takes us into the screening room where the man himself appears in holographic form and...
Mikey, what was that? I've seen bigger fireballs out of cat pistols. I'm trying to make an entrance here. Don't embarrass me.
Sorry, Mr. Kincaid.
Folks, thank you for coming. What are you doing? Why are you on the floor? I thought I told you never to crawl, Ronnie.
It's Lonnie, sir, and I think my butt is burning.
Walk it off. We've got...
Wow, this is a masterpiece of choreography. I'm serious. When you're here in person, it's obvious that Walken's not actually in the room, but they sell the effect with just enough interaction with physical items. And Lonnie running around really sells it. Then we move into the next room, where the volunteers shoot scenes at a pace that would make even Corman go, whoa, let's calm down a minute, guys.
Keep staring at the rock that's right over there. Show 'em the rock, guys!
Wait, that's only funny if you've already been on this once.
You folks are like lightning. I'm gonna catch you in a bottle. What do you say? Okay, Mikey, move him out.
Guys, you just got cast in a Frank Kincaid finale. Congratulations!
Finally, we all get in the train for the bit that's taken from California's tram tour.
Wow, oh yes.
I'm sorry, what was that?
Wow, oh yes.
Wow, oh yes.
Wow, oh yes.
That was the single most Walken-y thing I've ever heard in my life, and I love it so much.
Wow, oh yes.
And then we all watched the trailer for the movie we just filmed.
What the hallelujah is going on here? One word, Mr. President. Payback.
See, that's why Look at the Rock was funny.
It's okay. I'm a park ranger.
Ah, that was simply glorious. Across the street is Richter's Burger Company, which is notable because it has Coke freestyle machine, so yay, more vanilla Coke for me. And then we walk down Workwall Lane, which used to be Amity Island, home of the Jaws ride, but it got closed at the beginning of 2012 and got replaced with work walls featuring posters of movies. Universal has movies. Now that poster placement was a dick move. Sure, it was based on the movie that defined the modern blockbuster and launched the career of the only director whose name is known by every single person on Earth, a man whose name is basically synonymous with movies in the public consciousness, but I guess it wasn't quite popular enough to withstand the march of progress. But I admit, I'm part of the problem. I mean, before they announced the ride was closing, I had only ever gone on it once in my life. And it wasn't bad, but it wasn't quite good enough to justify how long the line usually was. Of course, after they announced it was closing, I wrote it like 50 times. And of course, I was sure to record it each time, because that's what I do. You're welcome, America. So even though it's not here anymore, I'm not gonna let all my footage of it go to waste. Let's talk about Amity, where it's always the 4th of July, even when it's actually Christmas. It was a bustling tourist town, which means it was full of gift shops, snack bars, and oh so many carnival games. And just like Salem with its witch trials, this town had a terrible tragedy in its past that could be exploited for tourism. Yep, in this universe, the shark attacks actually happened. And Peter Benchley wrote a book about a real event that Steven Spielberg turned into a mega-hit movie, so the town's entire economy was based on the morbidly curious tourists. And the tourists all flocked to Captain Jake's boat tours, where Jake's own little Skipper Dan's would show you around the so-called actual locations the movie was based on, like an aquatic Kenny Kramer. The queue paid brief lip service to the actual props from the movie, but for the most part, waiting in line was an opportunity to watch Amity's public access station and witness just how much shark culture there was around here. Every sketchy as fuck business had a commercial, and they aired Jaws every night. Look, I know it draws the tourists, but surely the locals must be sick of it, right? At least they got a brief break from shark shows for random other things from Universal's library. The Q video was kind of like a less dense Jaws-specific SCTV, with just a dash of Monty Python's Silly Olympics. There was the obligatory talk show where the hosts secretly hate each other, including an appearance from the real Chief Brody, who's a delusional fame-seeking egomaniac. Yay! And the real quint is some freak who survived being eaten. Ah, cinematic heroes. The ride was basically a shorter version of the Jungle Cruise, but zebras off the menu and replaced by some raw Soylent Green. Like the Jungle Cruise, there was a script for the skippers.
Stay calm. Try the grenade launcher. Over.
Wait, you mean this thing is actually loaded?
What? You mean these things are actually loaded?
I did not know this thing was loaded.
Wait, you mean these things are actually loaded? I thought they were more for decorational purposes. Wow! Oh, they're loaded!
Chief Brody, I'm on my way. I'll be there in 10 minutes.
10 minutes? We're gonna be shark bait in 10 minutes.
What? 10 minutes? We're gonna be shark bait in 10 minutes, man.
Oh, wait, 10 minutes? Right. We're gonna be shark bait in 10 minutes.
10 minutes. 10 minutes? We're gonna be shark bait in 10 minutes.
10 minutes? Oh, we're gonna be shark bait in 10 minutes.
But there was also some room for ad-libbing.
Boys, wave goodbye to Skipper Alex and those happy landlubbers. And these landlubbers, hi! They're not so happy because they're still in line. Oh, well!
Call of Duty does not prepare you for this one. Ah, that fire! Oh, well, hey, it actually worked. Who said having a boat full of people with hot air is a bad thing, huh? Watch out for that danger, high voltage danger. Doesn't sound so safe. I'm so sorry, guys. That last one was on accident.
And don't tell them that we saw an S-H-A-R-K. It was a dolphin, okay? A really big dolphin with bad attitude. Alright. And if they ask about Bridewell's gas stop, well, we'll just say that this little, yes, you got carried away with the lighter fluid when we were trying to have a barbecue on our 3-hour tour. And if they ask why we're back early, you had to use the bathroom. Really bad. And he didn't like Bridewell's food. Hi, Josh.
After all, we didn't get up, didn't we? I sure hope so. It'd be horrible if I had to do that every 5 minutes.
We should probably just keep this between us, right? Right, yeah. Because I mean, if we're this little fish episode, really done, that'll be it for Cat and Jake and all the other businesses down here, and it'll be the end of my job. So let's keep this between us, okay?
Damn it, tourists, you had one job. It may not have been my favorite ride here, but it's sad to see this go. The movie's an important part of Universal history, and the ride's an important part of the park's history. But I know, the park only has so much space, and as far as I'm concerned, more Harry Potter in this resort can only be a good thing. But we'll get to that later. As for next time, let's give up on cohesively themed lands altogether with the World Expo.
When a man loves a shark, his heart is delicious. And I said delicious just to